all, this is Market Explainer. My name is Danny. I am joined always by the junior co-host, this guy, my good friend, the big man. We are America's #1 business news podcast. Hey, before we move on to our next story, our last one, I want to tell you about something very important. That is workathomstuff.com. As we all know, the events of 2020 have permanently changed the working landscape. And many of you are just coming to the realization or conclusion, like a lot of people in my family and a lot of my friends, that they're never going back to their office.
Nope.
And for that reason, you're understanding you're going to have to build a little office in your house. And for that, we have workathomstuff.com. It's all the stuff you need to work at home. All right, this last story, another oops. Oops. Why'd you do that?
Why is this an oops? I actually like this one.
So, my good friend Mark Zuckerberg, over at the Facebook.org.
Yes, the Facebooks.
Yeah, okay. So, they are partnering with Raybans. They are going to be debuting smart sunglasses. And I just want to say, this has been a huge business for Google and Snapchat. Both of these those competitors made billions of dollars selling smart glasses.
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't?
No. Well, they made money, but they were all flops.
Money. They all lost
That's what I'm
money.
saying. No, they made money in that they sold some.
Yeah, sure.
But they were flops,
Big
right?
old flops.
But there are differences. There's difference. I think Google came out with Google Glasses too soon. It just, the technology was not there yet, right?
Okay.
So and they tried to make it a thing on its own. Where Facebook is doing something different in that if you really read this article, it's really not as smart glasses like you think of Google. It's really upgraded sunglasses. It's sunglasses that also are a Bluetooth headset. It's sunglasses that also have a camera in them. It's sunglasses that have a storage device that links up to your phone, right? That Bluetooth links up to your phone. These are all things that you are currently wearing, right? AirPods, right? All of this stuff, and they're just putting them in Ray-Bans. That's it.
Yeah, and so listen, out of all of this is the third smart glasses project, or smart is in quotes, project we've seen from a huge company. This is the most reasonable one. The Snapchat specs, or I think they were called Snap specs or something like that, awful garbage.
Sure.
The Google Glass, which again didn't actually have a glass and had like
I didn't understand the Google Glasses thing. I get what they thought eventually, but we weren't there yet.
Right. So Google Glass was it was a 90s era sci-fi movie concoction. It wasn't from its own era. So there's that. So so I actually saw a video, which if I can find it again, I'll link it again. But it's semi creepy because they have two cameras. I think there's two cameras in the glasses. These look like regular Ray-Bans.
Right, I think they're hidden. Now, I do think, one, from a safety feature, they are integrating a light on the side of the glasses that will tell people when it's recording. Yeah,
but if you see that light, it doesn't mean it's not much.
I'm just saying that they've taken into account, I don't want to say security, but just this, we understand that this is something that could be taken advantage of right off the bat. Yes. So we're going to do at least this one little thing to make sure that there's a way to protect. Probably it's about protecting themselves in lawsuits,
of course,
right? Because you automatically say, okay, here's a pair of sunglasses that look like sunglasses, and you can record all day on them, right? Yeah. Everybody's mind is going to go where it's going to go, and they don't want to take advantage of. So there's going to be hey, this is recording, just like on your phone or whatever else. Right. Look, that's all this is. I mean, the cameras are not great, because they are meant to be tiny and not really,
Listen, they're 5 megapixels, which if you have your phone and if you turn on the selfie camera, probably 5 megapixels. I mean,
yeah, it's good enough for what they're considering a Facebook picture, a quick video, a quick recording, things that they think people should be using this for. Right? Yeah. And that kind of stuff, as far as something that's kind of out of sight and not your cell phone and that kind of thing. But look, to me, this makes sense, right? And guess what? The starting price is $299, which there are sunglasses that are more expensive than that. Regular sunglasses that do nothing but block out the sun.
Yeah, I know, like Oakley's. And I remember when all my friends got into Oakley's and I bought fake Oakley's.
Yeah.
And they bought $400 Oakley's and I had fake Oakley's that were like $12 I bought in Canal Street.
2 for $20. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
I don't care. But I'm just saying that, I've seen, so that, Ray-Ban is owned by EssilorLuxottica, which is the world's largest manufacturer. If you ever see a company like, hey, I got some Jeep sunglasses, this company made them, right? They are the conglomerate of conglomerates when it comes to sunglasses. They have cornered the market. They're the only player. But this is, like I said, the best execution of the quote-unquote smart glasses I've seen. But that light that you're talking about on the corner of the glasses, I'm never going to look at that. Now, listen, anytime I see somebody wearing Ray-Ban-looking sunglasses, the first thing I'm looking for is this freaking light.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Now, it seems to be from the article, they've given you essentially what you're already carrying, which is good business, by the way, right? Everybody has Bluetooth headphones. Yeah. Everybody has a camera. So they seem to giving you all the things that you're carrying around anyway, which is typically a good business model. If I can combine things that everybody are using, right? And then you include the sunglasses into that part. And then they've given you just enough of the new technology, basically by giving you 2 cameras. You can add certain effects to photos and videos and stuff like that. And I think that's where Google did something which is bad business.
Right.
We all know that cell phones have been around in the military and the whatever for a lot longer than consumers had them, for like 30 years previous. Yeah. And we as a society had to step into it. You had to step into pagers and then pagers to flip phones and then flip phones to, you had to stair step the average consumer. I think that's where Google messed up, was they tried to jump that stair step. Well, to me, this feels like one of those logical steps.
Yes.
Give people that wear sunglasses, which everybody does, give them those sunglasses that are also a headset, which is probably where this will get used the most. Right? I get to wear sunglasses while I'm running that also are my AirPods or whatever. Right?
Yeah, and listen, of course, don't be concerned that Facebook and Amazon and Google are already listening to all of your conversations. Now they just want to see what you're seeing. I wouldn't be worried about that at all. No problem.
Yeah, that they have a camera on your face that can literally capture everything you're doing all the time. And that is Danny's conspiracy theory hat that he just, puts on just like this right on the top, his tinfoil hat.
When we all look back on this podcast 10 years from now from the FEMA camps,
get out of here!
I told you so.
I told you so. Look, I guess I'm in the category of, when it comes to that kind of stuff, even this, like, to me, for $300, this seems like
amazing. It's amazing.
A cool investment, right? Yes. Well, I shouldn't say investment, just a cool purchase, right? Like, if this were available to me today, this would be a pretty cool thing. Now, am I going out and buying them for my entire family and that? No, but to have them and be like, hey, this is kind of cool. It's a cool new toy, whatever. I would be curious to see, because what I don't like about products like this is typically, because it's a combined product, the product is not as good as the individual parts until down the road.
Right. Because until very recently, like I would say the last 3 years, buying a point and shoot camera, you were going to get a lot more features out of your point and shoot camera than you were ever going to get out of a phone camera. Now they've integrated AI into a lot of phone cameras, and they're amazing. I just want to point out my favorite part of the story, which is these are called the Ray-Ban Stories sunglasses. So Facebook basically knocked off the concept of stories, which they integrated into Instagram from Snapchat. And now they've taken the concept of making glasses with cameras in them from Snapchat. So I just want to celebrate the good people at Facebook for dancing on the grave of an app, which basically they stole all the
for their intuitive ideas
innovation
and innovation and
yes.
Absolutely. It bothers me a little bit that this is actually being put out by Facebook. Like, it would be much more, to me, it would be a bigger thing if Facebook left their name off of it, even though it was a Facebook Ray-Ban partnership. If they left their name out of it completely, and these are just Ray-Ban, call them something, technology glasses, or you know what I mean, like some cool name.
That's just super cool, bro.
No, I'm just saying Ray-Ban, the next generation, or something like that. That is just
the next generation. Yeah.
Eat it, okay? Eat it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying by attaching their name to it, people like me, because I'm not a big fan of Facebook and just in general. So and I would never use these glasses even if I own them to post pictures and videos to Facebook.
Right.
So it would be a smarter business move to me to not attach it to a company like that and just be a smart technology glass.
Right.
Sunglasses.
And my belief is that the reason that Ray-Ban probably saw the thing that happened to smartwatches and said none of the big players in smartwatches are watchmakers. It's not a watch company, right? It's all the technology companies. And I'm a watch collector, and I'll tell you, the watch companies aren't worried, right?
No.
But they're not. But the sunglasses, when it comes to glasses, Ray-Ban was probably thinking, we want to be in this business, right?
Well, I think Ray-Ban was probably thinking, not only do we be in the business, but we want to give Ray-Ban another excuse to be Ray-Ban, right? I think I think, like you said earlier, there was a time and a place where Ray-Bans, Oakleys, these big name sunglasses were all about it. Like, there were people, large groups of people that were all about those expensive, very specific looking glasses. And I think that's kind of waned a lot in the next generation, right?
And I think that there's a lot of companies that are going to be coming out now that are the kind of direct-to-consumer play, that kind of crater, and they're not going to steal from Ray-Ban. But what they're going to do is they're just going to create a situation where the average guy who went and bought Ray-Bans at some point in time in his life never gets to that point. But now they can introduce themselves to that client or to that consumer
in this way.
Correct.
Yes, I think that's the play, because I think they recognize as a brand, like you said, the next generation, the generation after that, are not going to go out and buy $400 and $500 Ray-Bans or $400 and $500 Oakleys. So, but they will if it's a smart sunglass, if it's a speaker and a camera and it fits into their technology need. That's the step for that generation, not, hey, these are just the same glasses we've had for 20 years.
I will buy a pair of these sunglasses as soon as they can get Tinder on them.
Of course you will, because you'd be one of those weird, creepy people that watch weird things in weird places.
I'm not creepy. Hold on.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. All right. You should not be able to watch that on the subway. That's all I'm saying. All right.
When have I ever been on the subway in my life?
I have. All right. I think that's all for us, Danny. Do you have some kind of closing knowledge for us today?
Of course. I hear people talking a lot about giving back. And I just wanted you to know, if you stop taking so much, you won't have to give back so frequently.
Spoken like a true anarchist right there.
I know. It's so true.
We'll see you next time, folks.
Bye.